Thank you so much for all the questions. I spent all day looking through the questions. There were loads of questions. However, I'm going to try to answer as much as I can. Please remember that, the way I answer your questions will be based on what has worked for me or my opinion. It's not Bible. You can do your stuff how you like it, but I'll try to answer in a way that it has worked for me and as truthfully as I can. So let's go right into the questions. Becky asks, how do you cope with work, parenting, and having a me time? For me, it's all about, priorities. Nobody has all the answers. Nobody knows everything. Parenting is a continuous learning process. So I feel like sometimes I prioritize. Sometimes, I pay more attention to work, and most of the time, actually, I pay attention to family. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I'm not doing anything today. I will just have time for my family. So it's all about balancing, being able to multitask, and just prioritizing and putting what's important, at that moment first. So I have another question from Muriel, who is from Rwanda. Muriel says, what's your skincare regimen? Sending you love from Rwanda. I'm so excited when I hear from people from other parts of the world. Thank you so much, Muriel, for your question. Okay, so it seems like I'm getting loads of questions on skincare regimen. I'm going to try to answer all these multiple questions on skincare at once. So for me, I feel like skincare comes from within. So it's all about what you eat or what you drink. So I'm a very strong believer that what you take in actually reflects on your body. So you have to be mindful of what you eat. Now, taking care of the outer parts, I am a strong believer in moisturizing. So I use a lot of body butter, and I have been faithful to this brand called La Mer for over 5 years. Now, this is not an ad. It's just trying to share what works for me. So I use La Mer face wash, moisturizer, and toner. However, you need to find out what your skin type is before you try to use any product. So for me, La Mer works. And I hope this helps. Untamable Mind asks, how were you able to determine your pricing structure, stroke charges when you first kicked off? Okay, so when I started my business, for me, it was more about, passion. I wasn't necessarily thinking about, I just enjoyed, creating the pieces. I first of all started with throw pillows. However, as I started to grow and I started to pay bills, I started to understand that I had to put a pricing structure in place. So basically what I did was I, put down the cost, logistics, everything surrounding, getting that product, cost, logistics, and delivery charges. I kind of put everything together, and then I did a markup of 25% as my profit. So pretty much. And as time goes on, as you start to buy materials, or you start to make pieces, you definitely will know what to do in terms of your pricing structure. You definitely will know, the value that you add and how you can, calculate that into your product. However, a good place to start is by calculating all your logistics, your material, your stress, and kind of having a nice markup from 10 to 25%, depending on, what the product is that you are selling. Oh my goodness, I've been seeing so many funny things. So someone says, I want a wig from you, IJ. The truth is, I'm not really a wig person. I just feel like it makes me look older than I am. However, there are some really nice wigs, but I'm really not a wig person. So Queen, I can't really help you with that. All right, so the next question is from Sandra, who says, who does your portfolio, the booklet? I guess she's referring to our booklets that we put together during the time that we had to present our project for the International Property Awards. I worked with a local company called Extreme Creativity. However, the printing was done in Dubai because of the kind of quality that we wanted. And by the way, we won the awards. So yeah, I hope this helps. So my next question is from Cornelicious, who says, thanks for being real and true to who you are. How can one clean up upholstery chair stains? Well, cleaning upholstery is actually very important. You should get to do like deep cleaning of your sofa maybe twice a year. My husband argues that it's twice. I say 4 times a year, but he's saying twice a year. However, there are cleaning agents you can find in your, general grocery store, like in Nigeria, Ibano, Spa, Gain. There are some cleaning agents which you just spray on the spot and blot. So spot cleaning is always more advisable if you're doing it yourself. However, I will recommend having a professional come in to clean your sofa. Even if it's brown, it doesn't matter the color, or cream. Maybe at least twice a year. Uju says, good afternoon, Ma. Just want to know how you manage your home so well. Uju, how do you know I manage my home so well? Don't let anybody fool you. We're all struggling. It's like a continuous learning process. However, my take is on prioritizing and knowing what's important at what time. I try to have, time for family, but sometimes work happens, life happens. Sometimes you're not even in the mood for any life, work, or family, and you just want to shut down. However, we as women or as human beings have that innate ability to multitask. So it's all about multitasking, balancing, what's important, and just generally being kind to yourself. You cannot come and go and kill yourself. Shop Pretty Cases says, hey, I want to start a cushion cover line. Where can I find manufacturers and fabrics? Shop Pretty Cushions, your local tailor is your manufacturer. I mean, the resources are all around us. They're just everywhere if we look. So for instance, you could find a local tailor and get YouTube and check how to make cushion covers, and get your local tailor to watch YouTube videos. And practice. Again, you don't need to go far for these things. You can just look around and find, local resources. And as for fabrics, I hear Aba is the fabric capital of Nigeria. Run down to Aba. However, Google can also help you with this, where you Google where can I buy fabrics, and loads of stores will pop up. So I hope this helps you. Ayameeds asks, how do I get you to design and decorate my house in Abuja? It is currently under construction. Thank you so much for your inquiries, Ayameeds. We actually do have our contact details on the profile on our page, 08033272728. You can call us up and let's discuss further on your project. We do take on out of town projects. We are currently working on one in Port Harcourt. We're currently working on another in Warri. So we are always very excited when we get out of town projects, and we cannot wait to help you design a home of your dreams. Coco, the real Coco Richel, says, please, I need 1 million naira. Girl, I need 1 million naira. Like, you know what to do, Coco. Coco is my personal shopper, and she has amazing stuff. You should check her out. The real Coco Richel 1, I guess. Yes. I love you, Coco. So my next question is from Miss Tenny, who says, hi, ma'am. Can you please recommend places to buy good curtains in the US? Tenny, I know that I can get curtains at Home Goods, Walmart, but their curtains are actually in packs and may not fit your window length and all that. However, it depends on the state where you are. You can actually Google for curtain makers in your area, and I'm sure you'll get some hits. Ugo Ness says, this is not a question per se, but I love the post you had about teaching our kids to hug it out. Started doing that for my girls, and I like that they're closer now and make up easily when they argue. Yes, thank you so much, Ugonez. I'm so glad that I was able to kind of share my parenting, lessons. I find that kids tend to, have this, love-hate trait or behavior towards each other. And the way that I handle my kids, during misunderstandings and all, is for them to hug it out. I don't want to care who is at fault. I don't want to know who wants what. I just always try to make them hug. And I also observe that as they hug, they become closer. They become more forgiving. So I just thought, to share, and I'm so happy that, that helps you too. Thank you so much, Ugomez. So Olawumi says to me, "Hi, I am an intending interior designer. What are the basic steps to start with? How do I start? I intend on interning with an already established company, but it seems hard." Olawumi, there are so many aspects of your questions. I hope I get to answer correctly. So how do you start as a beginner, as an interior designer that is just, starting off? For me, I will always relate it back to myself. I started with myself. I started with my home. I started doing things around my house, one space at a time. And not only would I do those things, I would take pictures, and at the time I was new to Instagram, so I would take pictures and just post and just be passionate really about my space. That's how you start to build a portfolio, especially for a new interior designer who does not have any kind of project yet. Begin with yourself. Number 2, you said you plan to intern with a well-established interior design firm, but it seems hard. My question to you would be, what is your approach to the established firm? How do you make your first contact? Do you just say, hey, sometimes I get a DM or an email of someone just saying, "Hi, I want to learn from you." And I'm like, you want to learn? What do you actually want to learn? So in looking for a placement as an intern in an establishment, you must come through the angle of adding value. What do you hope to bring? Why should the establishment hire you? What do you want to learn? How would you improve the establishment? In turn, improve yourself. So it's no matter how we look at it, it's kind of like a give and take. So I want you to kind of change your strategy. If you try to work in an establishment, come with the angle of, I have value to give. And I hope you get what you're looking for. Chikara_EK says, "Please, what colors go well with gray ash living room chairs?" Gray or ash is a neutral color, so it takes on any color palette. Any colors you layer on it will actually really look nice. The trick is to stick to 1 to 2 colors. However, for me, how I would do it is to layer on textures. So I would actually layer my gray sofa with different shades and textures of gray, just to give it a more luxurious look if you don't really want to do color. Zinnia Home Decor says, "No question, I love you and your designs, and also I get inspiration from your works. Well done." Thank you, Zinnia Home Decor. I really appreciate you, and I wish you the best of luck with everything. The next question is from Shan by Couture Living. "How do you create your color scheme?" Color schemes come to us through the help of clients. So when we're dealing with different clients, different projects, when we begin to learn about our clients, we begin to learn about what colors they love, and this is what helps us with the color schemes that we come up with. However, we also do have other inspirations, like a page on Instagram called Pantone. Now, Pantone actually creates different colors for, they have color of the year, color of the month. So sometimes I look to Pantone for my color scheme inspiration. However, you can get inspiration from everything around you, from plants, from the water, from everything. You find color inspiration everywhere. Toyo Kukoyi is asking what advice I would give to an upcoming interior designer. My advice will be to be authentic to yourself. Be inspired, but don't copy. Continue to learn, nowadays there's just so much inspiration everywhere. On Instagram, there are loads of inspiration. However, it's also great for you to go back and research the elements that make great design. This is more than looking at pictures or looking at interior designers. You actually need to go and read on the rudiments that make great design and infuse it with your own style. That way you become authentic. Daisy Lini says, will you consider running a masterclass? This is a very interesting question I get asked all the time. And to be honest, not now. Running a masterclass now will entail a lot of things, and I always like to do things well. However, in the future, I may consider it. We'll see. So VVYS12 says, how do you deal with a dissatisfied client? We all know some are just impossible to please. Wow, that's a $1 million question. Because I could just sit here and say, oh, communication is key, blah, blah, blah. However, different situations will test your patience. You meet a client who just crosses the line. How do you deal with it? From my own experience, I've actually learned to just, sit back and breathe and just relax and kind of try to reapproach the situation at another time. I always would want to check what is really frustrating that customer or what's making the customer unhappy and try to provide solution. So for me, it's just, to focus on the solution that will bring about a desired outcome for the client. So it's a learning curve. It's something that is ongoing, for everybody. A lot of people deal with that. However, just, trying to make the client happy is always key. So I'm going to take a last question from Diane asking me about my favorite scents. And I have brought about 3 here. One is called Maison Frances Coq d'Ijon Baccarat Rouge 540. This is amazing. And I have Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. So if I do not have any other perfume on my perfume tray, I must have this one. This is my signature scent, Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. And then We Love Chance by Chanel. So I'm basically a Chanel girl, as you can see. However, MFK is amazing. You should try it. Yeah. So these are my favorite perfumes at the moment. That's the end of my Q&A. I hope I have been able to answer most of the questions. There were loads of questions and I tried my best. Guys. And I hope to do this more often when I get the time. I love you for asking. Thank you so much.